This is the best SMG and I made the best class for it and I dropped multiple MGPs with it. We're doing a little voiceover commentary. So if you're trying to learn, stay tuned, classes at the end and let's get into it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got the voiceover. If you're trying to get better, actually pay attention. I'm gonna describe everything I'm doing. This lobby, not the best lobby. There's a couple of bad players, but there's also a lot of really good players. You will see the last kill I get is just, oh my god, like for the MGB, it was the most stressful last kill. I swear, this game makes the last kill, like it doesn't matter if you're right about to get like a chopper gunner or a UAV, that one kill before that streak is always so difficult. And it's like the game makes it as hard as possible for you to get that kill, and it just gives you horrible luck. And that's what happened to me. I still got the kill, but it's just crazy. Okay, so over here, I'm playing on the outskirts of the map. Call of Duty, I say this in every commentary, Call of Duty is a game of predictions. You gotta predict the enemies before they predict you. So if you're on the edges of the map, you kind of reduce the areas that you can be killed from. Here, I kind of know these spawns. I know where the enemies are going to be coming from, so I predicted that they were going to be coming through the dome. So I was pushing against the edges of the map, going into the dome. Now I'm still on the edges. I'm trying to loop up behind them. I don't really want to flip the spawns, which I kind of did that, but that guy, I don't like that guy. That guy, he's super good. Okay, it doesn't look like he's that good, but you can tell he knows what he's doing. He's got the accuracy, he's got thumbs. And so right now, just trying to push the enemies into a spawn trap. You can make them spawn in this house and you can get a lot of kills. And if you ever see someone who's really good in the game and you're trying to get a nuke, just play like usual. Don't like slow down or anything. Just play with lots of confidence. The more confidence you have, the better you will play. You'll see me starting to get a little bit nervous and I start missing shots. Given it is 1 AM as you guys can see. And this is like my first game on, so I was a little bit, you know, trying to warm up and things. And I was pretty tired as well, just trying to get the gameplay and hop off. Again, playing the edges. The Vaznev doesn't have the most amount of range. I shouldn't really take that gunfight, but I got that ego. And still, I got the UAV. UAVs are very, very crucial. That's why I run a UAV, advanced UAV, and the Helo. The Helo is like the VTOL, but it's a little bit less powerful, but it pings where the enemies are at. And so it's kind of like a UAV in a way. Because this game, you die from behind so much. There's not that much flow in the matches. And so you really need to be able to use your streaks to figure out where the enemies are going to be. Over here, I'm still on the edges. Still playing on the edges on here. And I know they're all going to be pushing into this hard point. I don't really like that though, because I don't have a trophy system. And they're all just going to be throwing all their equipment into the hard point. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to push from a different angle. I see all my teammates over there and I'm like, okay, my teammates are pushing from the back end. I can pinch them, but I do run the risk of the enemies coming behind me, which did happen. Luckily, he wasn't that good. And I know exactly where the enemies are going to be coming from. Just trying to play a little bit slow, trying to get the information, popping that deadie so I can freely run around the map and the enemies won't hear my footsteps. Since our footsteps in this game, we literally sound like elephants. That guy, I saw the redskin guy have a RPG Pila thing, and so I didn't really want to challenge that gunfight, because even with Bomb Squad, that doesn't work. Bomb Squad, they want you to think it works, but then someone shoots a grenade launcher next to you and you still die, even though I have Bomb Squad on. And then right here, I'm just running back and forth on here. Just make it so they can't really predict which side of the truck I'm going to be coming on. And I'm always moving. Bad players, you will tell, they don't really move that much. Nah, you gotta move. You always gotta be on your feet. You gotta be going so they cannot predict you. You want to be a nuance to them. You want to make them get like very nervous and things like that. Over here, I didn't really know what to do because I'm kind of streaking up and the enemies are spawning in the dome, but then they might come up from up here, and I've died from people being up here and I'm below waiting for people to come out of the dome. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold this top area, so if someone pushes me from above, I can get them, and if they're coming out of the dome, easy kills. Again, I am missing lots of shots. Right here is very nerve-wracking. I almost die. I pre-fired that. I knew the guy got me one shot, so I started pre-firing the corner, so if he just walks around the corner, boom, he's dead. And I know all the enemies are gonna be coming through here, and I'm trying to have my teammate be the distraction in here. I'm kind of using him as bait. I almost died. That was very, very close. I think I'm on like a 24 right now or something. I want the enemies to shoot at my teammate so then I can pick up the kills. And he's just kind of like a wuss, so I'm like, I'm going to push this. Was not a good push though. I should not have done that. Or I guess I could have. I just need better accuracy. I know Redskin is pushing me very soon, and I don't want to fumble, and I know he's waiting for us to push in, so that's why I'm playing it so slow. drop shotting around corners. That's one thing I really like to do, is on a corner, I drop shot right before I go around the corner. So as I'm drop shotting, I'm going around the corner, so it's very hard for the enemy to see me, and I can see their whole body. And I love doing that, like rank play and stuff. I could run out there in the open, which is what I would usually do, but I have a Vaznev. Doesn't really have any range. They're probably going to be knowing where I'm going to be coming from, so I'm like, I'm just going to play a little bit slow, let them push me. I want to get this nuke on this redskin guy because he's pretty good. Watch someone try to cancel me in the comments. Oh, speaking of being canceled, after this gameplay, during the shipping one, I'll explain something that happened a few days ago on Twitter. So funny. It was between like Norden and FaZe Cbass, and I was trying to pretend to be FaZe Cbass, and so all these people thought I was him. It was super funny. Okay, over here, I could be running around, but I don't have any information on the map. I don't have a UAV. I don't know where the enemies are spawning, which is, if you're running around, you know where they're spawning, but I don't want to die from behind. I don't want to die from a Timmy in the corner, so I'm just going to rotate around here, let the enemies push me, listening for their footsteps, since footsteps are so loud in this game. Just trying to predict them. I want them to push me. There's no need for me to push them when I'm this close to a nuke. Maybe if the whole lobby was bad, I would still play aggressive, but I know there's like 2 good players, and I just don't want them to come out of nowhere. Right here, I'm super close, and I'm like, this is a high traffic area. People are eventually going to walk through here, so I can just play around this box, and I don't really have to worry about much. And I know someone's in the dome. This is when it's scary. And I see redskin. I'm like, oh god, I'm screwed. And he gets me 1 shot, and I'm 1 kill away from the nuke. And then boom, he comes around and he misses twice with the knife, and I get the MGB. I think I deserve a like for that. That was pretty sick, honestly, not gonna lie. And if you are new and you want to get better at the game, you like this game and stuff, I would definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. You'll get better at the game, and I'll be closer to 100k subscribers. And then I do a little bit of trash talking, so I'm going to cut out the face cam, and I'll turn back on for the shipment gameplay. Yo, face skin, go put that default skin back on. Face skin. Yo, Atlanta FaZe, go put that default skin back on. You get nuked, motherfucker. Put that default skin back on. You're bad. You think you're good? Nah, not when Cbass is here. Fuck you. I have zero clue what they're saying. That was all some Espanol. So this gameplay, I'm actually going against some decent players. They don't look that good, but a couple of them are decent. You guys will see me dying in a couple of gunfights. I try to keep most of the deaths in here just so you guys can see that. These players are probably like silver to gold rank if they were to play ranked. Die a couple times. I think this is the... No. Yeah, see, that guy just gunned me. And so I think this is the nuke streak now. And usually I would probably take off the laser or the muzzle and add a 45 round magazine if I'm using the Vaznev on shipment or any very, very aggressive mode. Because a lot of the time you do have to reload mid gunfight, and that's just what gets you killed. And you guys can see, even though these players are kind of good, I'm still playing aggressive. I know where they are going to be kind of spawning from. Oh, I think we die right here. This guy is so annoying. This is for sure the nuke streak. Okay, let's go on this nuke streak. Oh, well, this is the nuke streak. So the thing with FaZe Cbass was super funny. Damn, dude, see, this guy just bopped me. These guys were kind of good. I was about to back out the lobby. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get a nuke against them, but your boy Cbass nuked them. So, like I was saying, with FaZe Cbass, Norden tweeted out saying that he is going to leave FaZe unless they kick Cbass because he is a fucking idiot. And the reason he was saying that is because FaZe got very corporate-y. They let in all these investors that were very corporate-y because they're like, hey, here's 50 or 150 million dollars. Can we help you run the business? And they're like, yeah. But then they ruin the whole reputation of FaZe. You know, nobody really likes FaZe anymore. But the OG members like Rain, Apex, and stuff, mostly Rain and Adapt, they're trying to take the brand back, assuming they got to buy out the corporate people or something, buy out those investors. And FaZe Cbass, he is mostly on the corporate side, and he's kind of the reason why FaZe has such a bad reputation, because he's made a lot of the decisions, supposedly. Damn, look at that, chat. We're just piecing them. Piecing, going crazy with this Vaznev. Such a fun setup. So, FaZe Rain wants Cbass out of the team, and a lot of people think I'm FaZe Cbass. And, like, I'm streaming. People are like, are you FaZe Cbass? Oh, you fell off so hard. I'm like, nah, I didn't fall off that hard. I'm just a, just a regular guy. Just a regular COD demon. And if you didn't know, Cbass is a very common nickname for the name Sebastian. Dumb and Dumber, there was a character named Cbass, kick his ass Cbass. And so there's FaZe Cbass and there's me Cbass. But, we are going to become the Cbass. We're going to become the superior one. Nothing becomes more superior than the Dumb and Dumber Cbass, but we'll be the most superior gaming one. And so basically, I made a couple of tweets around it, like replying to it. Someone tagged me, and I was like, nah, that's the fake Cbass. And I got like 400 likes on there and like 500,000 impressions. And so many people were giving me like death threats and saying that I ruined FaZe. And it was just so funny. So many people thought I was actually FaZe Cbass. I thought it was obvious that I was like joking a lot. Probably made around like 5 or 4 tweets around the situation, milking it. They all got like a couple hundred likes. And the one that popped off the most that I thought was very funny was, so when Cloaksy was in FaZe, he had a really bad contract because the corporate side of FaZe gave him a very bad contract. Which that contract, okay, so yeah, so it was a bad contract. And he was trying to get out of it, but it was like very complicated. He was talking so much shit about them. Then finally, they worked out an agreement and he got to get out of the contract. And he left a tweet just saying how he wishes nothing but the best for FaZe Clan and stuff like that. I'll put it up on screen. And it just became a very big meme because everyone knew he hated FaZe. He hated them so much and they screwed him over. But then he had this tweet saying that he wishes nothing but good comes for them and things like that. It was pretty funny. So, oh, there's the MGB. Let's go, boys. Leave a like for that if you didn't before. And I think we get another one. I'm pretty sure. So, I basically got that tweet that Cloaksy sent out. And I did a copy pasta, which is just where you copy their tweet and you paste it. Like, you just tweet it out yourself. So, it's like a meme. And so many people actually thought it was like FaZe Cbass, like me, actually leaving FaZe. It was so funny. It was like one of the biggest trolls I've ever done. In total, all my tweets got like over 1 million impressions. And so many people saw that. And I actually had a lot of like popular content creators follow me on Twitter, which I thought was pretty cool. Like Galax, Nixta, Carl, Gorb, and some other people like that. I thought it was super cool that like my name started to get out there a little bit. And it was just overall super funny. I really recommend going over to my Twitter. Definitely following. But if you don't want to follow, just look at the tweets I had. Super funny. So many people just mad and people don't realize it's a joke at all. So back into this gameplay. Right here, let's see what I'm doing. I got the advanced UAV so I know where they're coming from. And a lot of enemies on ship and they just kind of sit back and just let you run into them. So you gotta kind of come up behind them and try to flank behind them. The headshots. Oh, the headshot multiplier was crazy. And just trying to come up behind them. Always run a trophy system on ship and always run a trophy system. That makes your life so much easier because there's just, you know, you're stunned for the entire match. The trophy system makes it so the stuns blow up and things. Little weirdo laying down in the corner. I don't know why so many people go in that corner. It's super, super weird. Very, very weird. Right here, you guys can still see I'm still sitting back a little bit, not playing super aggressive because I don't want them to throw a nade on me or shoot an RPG into my feet. If I have a trophy system out, then I can play aggressive in that area. If I don't have a trophy system, then I'm going to play a little bit slow until I get it. We died in that room. That crate is very difficult to push through because it's so easy for the enemies just to throw something in there or just, you know, shoot you. Very, very easy. The domination on here, these games last so long. Very, very long. You always got to get domination or hardpoint if you want to get like the high kill games. I think my highest is like 237 kills or something. And it was during a hardpoint match. Basically just want to make sure the enemies get max score, you get max score, and you let the time run out. Damn, look at that. Look at that. We're piecing. It took me a long time to get this gameplay. That last gameplay was at 1 a.m. This gameplay I got at 3 a.m. So it took me like over 2 hours to get this nuke. Oh my days. Every lobby was just sweaty. Like I would get a couple lobbies like this, but there's always like 3 to 2 super sweaty people that just kill you off your streak or just mess up the flow. Or you have people like that just shooting RPGs at you. Very, very annoying. I don't like those men at all. Yeah, so it looks like we don't get another MGB. Right here's another nice little triple kill, I think. Damn, dude. Damn, the accuracy. Too good. Too freaking good. The suppressor is so fun. Let me know in the comments if you like the suppressor on there. I honestly like it a lot. Ranked play, obviously, I'm going to still use the Spiral Flash harder. See, that crate. You never really want to push that crate. And, you know, I think that is going to wrap it up for this. I'll let you guys enjoy the death comms and me just piecing a little bit and piecing quiet. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. And I'll see you guys in the class setup. Deuces. Yo, Step Bro, fuck your RPG. I wasn't gonna nuke you guys, but then you started being annoying, so I had to nuke your ass. Get nuked, motherfucker. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is many different class setups for the Vaznev 9K, but they all have something in common. They all run the same rear grip, and this is going to be the true tag grip, which is going to give you an overall boost to the mobility so you can snap on targets a little bit quicker, and then if you're running around, you can pull up your gun and fire a lot quicker. And then for the tuning, increase the sprint to fire speed by negative 0.36 inches, and then increase the ADS speed by negative 0.32 ounces, and so now the weapon should feel a lot better. But because of some of the other attachments that we are going to be running on, those are going to bring down the mobility, so we still need to like increase the mobility even more, which a great way to do so is by adding the Ultra Zat or the broadside FCT. So with the Ultra Zat, you're going to have a little bit more recoil control. It's going to be easier to hit your shots, especially at range, but the broadside is going to increase the mobility even more, allowing you to play even more aggressive. But because of a few other attachments that we are going to be adding, those are going to bring down the mobility, so we still need to increase the mobility even more, and a great way to do so is by adding the Ultra Zat or the broadside FCT. With the Ultra Zat stock, you're getting a little bit more mobility without really having any cons. The broadside, you get way more mobility, but then you're gonna have way more cons. And so in ranked play, I run the Ultra Zat, but in public matches, because not every single shot counts, I'm gonna be running the broadside so I can really take advantage of the overall movement increase. And then of course, you do want to go ahead and tune it, increase the ADS speed, then increase the aim walking speed. Usually I would increase the aim and idle stability so then I have less sway on my gun, but the underbarrel we are going to be running is going to add a lot of that. Plus we are going to be running a laser. If you don't like the lasers, I will give you a variation in case you don't want to run a laser. With that said, we are going to be running the commando foregrip, which is going to give us a lot of recoil control. The stock and the rear grip are bringing down the recoil control, and so this is going to bring that back up. Plus we are going to get a lot of aim and idle stability, so now the weapon is going to have absolutely zero recoil. It's going to have a very good stability and a lot of mobility, especially when we go ahead and tune this. Increase the recoil stabilization by plus 0.28 ounces, and then the aim walking speed by negative 0.3 inches. And as you guys can see, I am running the Edge 47, but that's just because I accidentally saved the tuning on the Edge 47, but you want to tune the commando foregrip the same exact way for the next attachment. So the best muzzle on the weapon is going to be the spiral flash hider, because it removes all the horizontal recoil on the weapon. Yes, you still have a little bit of vertical, but the vertical is super easy to control, plus this isn't really hurting the mobility. But it's not the best for like overall recoil control, so if you want the best muzzle for like overall recoil control, then I would run the broom pendulum. But in the gameplay, we're actually running a suppressor, which that suppressor is going to be the X10RR40. I believe this is the best muzzle to use on the Vaznev. You get a lot of damage range, a little bit of recoil control, more bolt velocity, and then of course you get that sound suppression. Usually I don't run a suppressor on my gun because suppressors really don't do much in this game, but as you guys can see, it's actually like kind of satisfying to use it, and I think I'm going to start using a suppressor way more often, especially in search and destroy. I still like my other Vaznev class a little bit more, which I'll show you guys at the end, but this suppressor is just so fun to use, and then especially when you increase the ADS speed, making the weapon snappier. Recoil smoothness does absolutely nothing, and then you actually don't want to increase bolt velocity because you're not going to notice that unless you're playing Warzone and you're trying to shoot someone across the map. So I do recommend you guys to increase the aim and idle stability by negative 0.6 inches. And so now if I'm playing on shipping, usually I'm going to go ahead and throw on the 45 round mag, but if I'm not on shipping, I'm probably going to have some fun and throw on the OLE laser, which then I'm going to tune it for more sprint to fire speed and more ADS speed, really increasing the overall mobility of the weapon. But the lasers are a little bit annoying, so if I don't want to run a laser, I'm usually going to go over to the ammo and throw on the overpressured rounds, and then I'm going to tune them for more damage range and recoil steadiness. Remember, you're not going to notice that lost to your bolt velocity, and so now you actually are going to have a little bit more range on the weapon, plus you're going to be causing the enemies more flinch, so this is a very fun build. And then there is one more attachment that I feel like majority of you guys are going to like to run, the cost barrel, because the cost barrel is going to increase the damage range, making the weapon not really feel like a pea shooter, which this weapon is only a pea shooter if you shoot the enemy in like the arm or the leg. You gotta be able to hit like that center chest for the weapon to feel good, and you gotta be kind of like within 10 meters. With the barrel, I believe you can use this weapon like like very efficiently up to 20 meters. So it's going to make the gun feel a lot better, but the mobility is going to be drastically decreased to where I personally don't like it, and that's why we are going to be tuning for the ADS speed and the aim walking speed. With all that said though, here's the build that I'm running in the gameplay, and if you want overall like the best Vaznev setup, like my favorite one, usually I will run this in rank play. This is going to be it, and then if I don't want to run a barrel, this is going to be exactly it, and this is actually like my favorite.